Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss a Gradio library. So let's first of all try to understand what is Gradio library and why we need a Gradio library whenever we are building a data science or the Python application. So Gradio is an open source Python package that allow you to quickly create easy to use customizable UI for your data science application or for your Python application. So let's say we are working on a data science or the Python projects, and after building a complete application, we want to create one of the link so that the same link that we can share with our clients, and our clients they can test our complete application. So for this purpose, to build a complete user interface, that we are using a Gradio library. You can integrate the Gradio GUI, a graphical user interface, directly into your Jupyter notebook or share it as the link with anyone, your clients or your colleague. So for this purpose, that we are using a complete Gradio library, and with the help of Gradio library, that we can create a complete graphical user interface. So this is the main purpose that we have to use a Gradio library. Now if I talk about where we can use a Gradio library, so Gradio library that you can use in your Jupyter notebook, you can use in your Google Colab, or you can use in any IDE like the PyCharm, Spider or the VS Code. In this video that I'm going to use a Google Colab. But before using a Google Colab or before doing the practical implementation, we need to do the installation for our Gradio library. So to install the Gradio library, if you are using a command prompt, that you can use this particular command, a pip install Gradio. Let's say if you are using a Google Colab, or let's say if you are using a Jupyter notebook, in this case that you can use this particular command. So let's first of all try to install a Gradio library, and after that we can build a Gradio application. We can build a multiple application so that I can show you the multiple practical implementation, a practical example. So let's first of all try to import a Gradio library. So what we are going to do, we are going to use a same command, pip install Gradio, and after that we can run this particular shell. So here with the help of this particular command, that we are going to install a Gradio in our local system, in our Colab, Google Colab, not in the local systems. Now as you can see, a requirement is already satisfied, so this particular Gradio is installed. Now what I can do, let's try to create a simple Gradio application, a hello world or the greeting message something. But before this one, let's try to create a function for a greeting message or for a hello world. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a simple message. So define a function, and here that we are going to write a function name a greet, and in this particular function name that I'm going to define one argument called name. Okay. Now after that we can write a return function. So return, and here in this return function that I'm going to add the hello first. So hello, and after that I'm going to add the plus, and after that this particular name that I'm going to define. So this particular name. So hello name plus, and again that we can add at the end that I want to add something at the end, like our return statement or our output is hello name, whatever the name that we can enter. So let's say the name that I'm going to write Rahul, anything, any name that we can write, and then add the in this particular symbol that we want. Okay, after that we can call this particular function. So greet function that I'm going to call here. So greet, and here that I'm going to define a name, anything. So let me define the Rahul. Okay, let me run this particular cell, and now that we have our output hello Rahul. So let's wait a few seconds, and after that we will get the complete output hello Rahul in our output section. Okay, so we are not getting any output. Why we are not getting any output? So here let me check it out. Okay, so here that now let me run. After that okay, so name, we want to enter the name here. So what I'm going to do, this particular hello word Rahul that we will get in this case. Now as you can see, the output that we are getting hello Rahul. So this is the simple function that I have created. This is the simple function that I have, and after that we can add something, some messages here, a greeting message here. So hello Rahul, good morning, good morning. morning. So this is the message that I'm going to add here. Let me run this particular cell again, and now as you can see the output that we are getting, hello. Let me add here the space. Now we will get the complete output, hello Rahul, good morning. Now this is the output that we have, the hello Rahul, good morning. Now what I want to change this particular complete code with the help of Gradio library. So what I'm going to do, first of all, that I'm going to import a Gradio library. So let me import a Gradio library. So import Gradio as gr. This is the alias that I'm going to set. After that, I'm going to call this particular gr alias. So let me define here gr, and as I mentioned that we are going to create a complete UI. So in a Gradio that we have one inbuilt function, a interface. So let me call here a interface. So this is the interface, a complete GUI interface that we are going to create. So gr, our alias name dot interface, and in this particular interface that I'm going to define a parameter called greeting message that I'm going to pass, and after that whatever the text that I want to create. So let me define a text, some of the text. So in this case that I'm going to define text, first text that I'm going to define, and after that we can store this particular complete code in a variable else that we can launch from here directly. So let me launch directly from here. So I'm going to write here launch, and here that we can define our share equal to true, because I need to share this particular link to the other person as well. So that's why I'm going to define a share equal to true. Now let me run this particular cell. After that we will get the complete link. So okay, so now I am getting here, so init missing one argument positional. Okay, so this is the first argument that we have the text. We need to pass the second more argument. So let me define a second argument as a text as well. So text. Now let me run. Now let me show you this particular part, why that I am going to define a two text here. So this is the complete Gradio interface that we are going to create here. So this is the first text that we have as an input, second text that we have our output, where we can write some of the greeting messages. Okay, so this is the first text and this is the second text that we have. Now what I can do, as you can see, this is the complete GUI that we are getting. Name, here that we have the first text, and here that we have our second text, where that we will get the complete output. Now this is the first GUI that we are getting. Now let's say I want to share this particular Gradio application link to my colleague or to my client to testing purpose. In this case that we can share this particular URL. As you can see here that we have the running on the public URL. So we can click on this particular URL, and after that the same user interface that we will get here. So let's wait a few seconds. After that we will get the complete interface. Now as you can see the same interface that we are getting here, whatever the interface that I have here. Now what I am going to do, let me test this particular application. So as I have mentioned, this is a simple greeting message application that we have, a Gradio application. So what I am going to do, I am going to write here a simple name, my name that I am going to write here. So Shivan. So name is Shivan that I am going to write. Now let me click on this submit. After that, as you can see the output that we are getting, hello Shivan, good morning. From where? From this particular function. So this is the function that we are going to call. This is the function that we are going to call a greet function. In this particular function that we are going to enter a two text. It means the first one is this one, where we can enter our text, a name of the person, and second where we will get our complete output. So here the same output that we are getting, I'm going to write the Shivan here, and here the output that we are getting, hello Shivan, good morning. Okay, now let's test this particular application here as well. So here again that I'm going to write the same name, so Shivan. After that I'm going to click on the submit. The same output that we will get here, hello Shivan, good morning. Let's say if you want to clear this particular application, so you can just click on this clear. After that you can write some other name, so Rahul. Then you can click on the submit. Hello Rahul, good morning. After that, let's say if you want to save this particular output, in this case you can just click on this particular save flag option, and now as you can see the saving our output. Let's say if you want to write some other name, in this case you can just change the name, so Gunjan. Click on the submit. Now that we are getting hello Gunjan, good morning. Okay, so in this way that we can create our complete Gradio application, where we can share our complete public URL to our clients or to our colleague, so that our clients or our colleagues they can test our complete application. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, let's try to store this particular things, this particular complete code in a variable. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this particular code from here. Let me paste in our next shell. After that, I'm going to remove this particular code from here because I need to launch in the next line that we need to launch. So for this purpose that I'm going to remove this particular things, I'm going to store this particular complete code in one of the variables. So let's say the variable name that I'm going to define fn equal to gr is alias that we have for our Gradio interface that we are going to create, and after that I'm going to call fn dot launch, and then we can run this particular shell. Even in this case that we can create our complete, okay, so as you can see the create the complete URL here, as we are getting a create a complete public link, set the share to in a launch. So even that we can use this particular link as well to create our complete GUI. So as you can see here the same link that we have, and here the same output that we are getting, same user interface. Now let me write the name. So Shivan, we can click on the submit button, and then this is the message that we are getting, hello Shivan, good morning. Now let me test this particular application here as well. So Shivan, we can click on the submit, and now this is the output that we are getting, hello Shivan, very good morning. Okay, so in this case that we can build our first Gradio application, first greeting message Gradio application. Now what I want to customize little bit this particular application, this particular complete application. Now what I want, as you can see, if I am going to click on this clear button, now I did not have anything. So whatever I want in this particular place holder, I want some of the message like the name here, or the right here, or enter your message here, or the enter your name here. So these types of the message that I want in this particular place holder. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to define, let me use the same code here. We can go here in the next shell. This is the code that we have. Now what I'm going to do in this particular things, so first of all this is the complete Gradio library that we have imported. Now let me create the function here. So I'm going to create one of the functions. So define a function, I start with your name. So I'm going to create a function to start with your name, and after that in this particular function that we can define our complete return statement. So I'm going to copy the same code. So let me copy the same code from here, this particular return statement that I'm going to copy, and the same return statement that I'm going to use here, a return hello, after that name, whatever the name that we are going to write, and after that the good morning message or any greeting message that we can enter. Now this is the variable that we have created, ifn gr, this is the alias that we have, the interface, the complete interface that we are going to create. Now in this particular function, let me change this particular complete code. So what I'm going to do, first of all that I'm going to create a variable. So if fn equal to that, I'm going to define the start. So from here we are going to start. So this is the first parameter that we are going to define, the fn equal to start. After that we are going to define the text box. So this is the complete text box that we have, this is the complete text box that we have, right? So let me define a complete text box here. So input, one of the variable that we can create. So inputs equal to gr, this is the Gradio library that we are going to create. So gr dot inputs dot text box, the complete text box that we are going to create. So text box that we can define in a caps letter. So text box, and in this particular text box that we are going to define a line. So okay, so I need a two line, one for the input and the another for the output. One for the input, as you can see this is one for the input that we have, and another for the output that we have. So we need a two line. So what I'm going to do here, that I'm going to define line equal to 2, because I want one line for, okay, so lines equal to, not line, so lines equal to 2, one line for input, another for the output. After that I need a placeholder as well. So placeholder equal to, in a placeholder let me write some of the comment like name here. So this is the comment that I'm going to write. So dot dot dot, so name here, like whatever the name that we have, we can write it down here. And after that we can define our output box. So output equal to, in output that we can define a text, whatever the text that we are going to enter this particular complete return statement, it will get stored in our output box. Okay, now let me run this particular application. Let's wait a few, okay, so that we are getting the error here. So init inputs that we are getting the our complete inputs, and after that the in our output section. So okay, so this is the outputs, not output. So let me change here outputs. Let me run again. Okay, so again out. So look like this is the spelling mismatch that I have. Outputs. Let me run this particular application again. Now as you can see, this is the complete UI that we are getting. So let's wait few seconds. As you can see here, it's loading. Even that you can click on this particular link and then you can go to the next window. So let me close the previous one. Now this is a complete user interface that we are getting. Here name, the placeholder, in a placeholder that we are getting a name here, and the same message that I have mentioned here, a name here. Okay, so we can write our complete name. So let me write the complete name. So Shivan, and after that I'm going to click on this particular submit button. Now this is the output that we have. Hello Shivan, good morning. Right, same that we can test here as well. So Shivan, we can click on the submit button and then hello Shivan, good morning. Now as you can see here that we are getting a two line that we are getting, the first in a two lines. So this particular lines, it will help us to create a two lines in the input section. So let's say if I'm going to remove, again that we have a two lines here, one and the second one is this one. Okay, so two lines, this particular lines, it will help us to create a two lines in our input section. We can write a two name here as well. So if you want, you can write the two name as well. So let's say if I'm going to write Shivan, and the second name that I'm going to write anything, so Shivan, Shima, anything that we can write, and then we can click on the submit button and it will generate our complete output in the output section. So even in this case that you can define our complete placeholder, you can customize whatever the text you want to enter in your complete placeholder section. So in this way that you can create. Now let's say here that we have our complete input section as well as output section in one row that we have. Now what I want a name, this particular input section in one row, and this particular output section I want in a second row. Here that we have a two column that we have, but I want to create only one column and the two row. First is a input section and the second is a output section, and the below that I want a submit section. Okay, so in this way how that we can write and how that we can customize our complete code. So what I'm going to do again, that I'm going to define first of all one of the functions. So let me copy and paste the same code. So here this is the code that we have. So Gradio library. So first of all that we are going to import a Gradio library. Then we are going to define a function. So define a function to grid, and here that we are going to pass a name. Now let me write some of the message here as well. So good morning. Okay, after that this is the with statement that we have. So with gr, this is the Gradio dot blocks as demo name that we are going to define a text box. So label equal to name, and this is for the input and this is for the output, and then we have a submit button. So here that we can write a submit button, and after that we are going to click on this button. So greet message, first of all it will get called input, whatever the input that we have, then it will generate our complete message, and the API it will called our greet message. So what I'm going to do, let me run this particular application here, then I will show you the complete output. So here this is a complete, it's loading, so let's wait a few seconds. So as you can see here, this is our complete Gradio application that we have, where we have a two rows. First row is a input section, second row is a output section, and the one column that we have. Okay, so with the help of this particular with statement, first of all that we have created a name, a input statement, second is a output statement, and the third that we have our submit button. Now what I'm going to do, let me write some of the message here. So I'm going to write again a same name, Shivan, and then we can click on the submit button. Now here as you can see the output that we are getting, hello Shivan, good morning. So what I'm going to do, let me change this particular application from here. Let me do the spaces. Now let me write click on the submit button. Okay, so I need to rerun this particular application again. So because that we have done the little bit modification in our code. So let me test. Now let me, as you can see, this is launching. Even that we can click on this particular link as well, and then we can test here as well. Okay, so it's totally up to us. Now what I'm going to do, again that I'm going to test this particular application. So Shivan, let's click on the submit button, and now this is our complete output that we have. Hello Shivan, good morning. So with the help of with statement, let's say if you want a complete input as well as a complete output in a single column, in this case that you can convert a complete multiple columns into the one columns. Okay, now what I am going to do, I need some messages as well as some temperature, let's say I want to send. So here as you can see, by default that we are going to change every time. Let's say if I want to wish the message in the evening or in the afternoon, so good afternoon or the good evening, that we need to change. So it will be good that we can do a little bit modification in our code, and our code automatically that we will get the option, okay, select the good morning option, or select a good afternoon message, or select a good evening message. Based upon the checkbox that we can select the option, and then we can send the greeting message to our friends. Okay, so even in this case that we can do in a Gradio. So let me define the complete code for this particular thing. So what I'm going to do, this is the complete code that we have. So first of all, what we are going to do here, this is the Gradio library that we are going to import. Next, a function that we have, define a function to start the name good morning as well as a temperature. What I want as a output, I want a good morning or the good evening message, as well as I want a temperature, a degree for today. Okay, so I want a degree as well, so that's why that we are going to define a second parameter as a temperature. Now the message that I'm going to pass, a good morning if morning else a good evening. So this is the complete if else statement that we are going to define. So good morning if morning else good evening. So this is the message that I'm going to define. Now greeting message that we are going to print in this way. So first that we have the percentage is, so this is the message that we are going to define. It is name that we are going to define, and then a degree of the today. So what I want as a output, so let's say the name that we have, a person name that we have the Shivan. Okay, and I want to wish a good morning message or the good evening message. So let's say the good morning message that we are going to select. So the output that we will get, good morning Shivan, good morning Shivan. It is, as you can see, the message that we have the it is. Okay, so it is 24 or the 34 degrees today. So this is the complete message that we will get if we are going to define a name as a message. So first, this is the message, it will get selected. So message, first message from here. Second, a name, so whatever the message name, a person name that we are going to write. And the third, a degree, so it is percentage, degree, a temperature, it means the degree that we are going to define. Now how that we are going to calculate this particular degree? So for this one, this is the formula that we have, the Celsius, this is the complete formula that we have, and after that this is the complete return statement that we have. With the help of this particular complete calculation that we are going to calculate a temperature. Okay, now in this interface, a Gradio interface, a GUI application, that we are going to write a variable face equal to gr.interface start. If in start inputs that we are going to select the text as well as a checkbox. Why that checkbox? Because let's say if I want to send the message in morning, in this case that we can select the morning message. If I want to send the message in the evening, in this case that we can select the evening checkbox, and then we can send the greeting message. So that's why the first text, a username that we can write here, and the second checkbox, morning or the evening. After that we are going to add a slider bar as well, a 0 to 100. So okay, so 0 degree, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, 5 degree. So in this way that we are going to select a degree as well, and in output section that we will get the complete text as well as a number. Okay, so let me run this particular complete application. Now here as you can see, it will take a few seconds. So now as you can see that you can just click on this particular application as well, this particular link, public link. Now as you can see, this is the complete user interface that we have. In this particular user interface that we have, first of all name, the message that we have selected, a morning or the evening. So morning, it means that we are going to send a greeting message in the morning. If I'm going to uncheck this particular thing, it means that we are going to send this particular message in a evening. By default, as you can see, the else statement that we have the good evening. Okay, now apart from this one that we have a complete temperature. As you can see here that I have added a complete slider bar, a 0 to 100. So we can select a complete slider bar, a complete temperature from here, and based upon this particular temperature it will calculate a complete Celsius, with the help of this particular 2 lines of the code. So now what I'm going to do, let me write some name. So again that I'm going to write Shivan, that I'm going to select the temperature as a 58 right now. Even that you can increase or decrease the complete temperature. So let's select the 46. Now let's click on this particular morning is checked. Click on this submit button. Now as you can see, the output that we are getting, a good morning Shivan, it is 46 degree today and the output is 7.78. So this is the Celsius that we have. This is the complete Celsius that we have, 7.78. Now what I'm going to do, let me uncheck this particular good morning message. As you can see, the good morning that we are getting, because we have selected a good morning message here. Now I'm going to uncheck this particular things. Now let me click on this particular submit works option. Now the output that we are getting, a good evening, because we have not selected this particular good morning. So here, based upon the condition good morning, if the morning is selected, so right now that we have not selected, else good evening. So that's why we are getting the output good evening Shivan, it is 46 degree today and the Celsius output that we are getting a 7.78. Now let's say if you want to save, you can just click on this flag option and then you can save. As you can see, the saving option that we are getting. Even that you can test this same application here as well. So let me test here. So I'm going to write a name called Rahul. Now let me select the good morning, and here that I'm going to select the temperature. So let's select the 72 and let's click on this particular submit option. Now as you can see, good morning Rahul, because we have selected good morning here Rahul, it is 72 degree today and the output Celsius that we are getting 22.22. okay, even that you can save from here as well. Now in this way that you can write the complete if else condition, you can add the slider bar, you can add the checkbox and the many more things, depends upon our requirements, that we can do a complete modification in this particular Gradio application. Now let's say if I want to build a random chatbot where we can write a yes or no option. So in this case that I need a random chatbot. So what I'm going to do, let me copy the particular code. So this is the complete code that we have for a random chatbot. So first of all that we have imported a random. So random, it means whatever the number or whatever the option that we are going to define. So here that we are going to define a choices yes or no. So let's say as a user that I'm going to select yes. So if as a user that I'm going to select yes, it means our machine, our this particular code, it will select yes or no, a random choice. Okay, so this is the complete library that we have. After that the function that I'm going to define, this is the simple Python function that we have. So define a random response, a message as well as a history, message as well as history, two things that we need in our application, and it will return a random choice yes or no, anything. Now we are going to create a complete chatbot interface. So gr chatbot interface, by default inbuilt function that we have in a Gradio library. So we can use a chatbot interface and then we are going to return this particular function, a random response, and then we are going to launch. Now let me run this particular shell. So this is the simple chatbot that we have created, where we are going to select the random yes or no value. So it's running, as you can see the loading. So let's wait a few seconds. Now yes, so this is a complete chatbot that we have. So chatbot here that we can write anything. So let's say if I'm going to write yes, then we can click on the submit button. Now as you can see the output that we are getting a no, a random choice. Now let me select the no again. So no that I'm going to select. Again that we are getting the output as a yes. So random, whatever the option that we are going to select, our application it will select the random choice based upon this particular option, yes and no. So in this way that you can build a complete chatbot based interface as well with the help of this particular Gradio application. So that we have learned many things, like how that you can select the slide bar, how that you can select the checkbox, and the many more things, even that we have discussed the chatbot part as well. Now let's say one time that I want to send the multiple option or the multiple message to our clients or to our friends, the greeting message or anything. So in this way, how that we can create a multiple interface in our GUI. So for this purpose, let me go here in a next cell and let me create a next cell here. So yes, this is the next cell that I have. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the complete code to create a multiple Gradio interface. So this is the complete code that we have. What we have done, first of all that we are going to create we are going to import a Gradio library. This is the title that we have. So title equal to a multiple interface. Now the first application, so this is the first application function that we have. So define a function to user greeting. This is the user greeting message function that we have, where we are going to pass a name, and this particular function it is going to return hi, whatever the name that we can write. Hi Rahul, welcome to our first Gradio application. Hi Shivan, welcome to our first Gradio application. So this is the first application that we have. Now in the same, as I have mentioned, a title, a multiple interface that we are going to create. So this is the second app that we have. So app2 equal to define a function to user help. So return. So today we will do learn a machine learning or anything that we can write here, any messages. So let's say if I'm going to write, so today we will do the machine learning using the Gradio Great Choice. So this is the message that we are going to return. So we are going to create a multiple application with the help of Gradio library. Now one by one that we need to launch this particular application, the app 1 as well as app 2. So this is for the first interface. So gr.interface, again that we are going to write our function name, input as a text and the output as a text that we will get. Now app 2 interface user help. So this is the second function that we have, input text as well as output text. Now another variable that we have demo, and in this particular variable that we are going to define our complete topped interface. So app 1 as well as app 2. So in app 1 or as well as in app 2 what I want, so we will get the two options. Okay, so you want to use app number 1 or you want to use app number 2. So that's why we are using this particular topped interface. So here that we will get the option. Okay, so you want to use the app number 1 or you want to use app number 2. Now after that we are going to in app 1 welcome as well as in our app 2, this is the message that we are going to define what to do. Okay, so welcome or what to do. So this is the message that we are going to define. If and that you can write here app 1 or app 2 is totally up to you. Okay, so let me write app 1 and here that I'm going to define app 2. So app 2 that I'm going to define. Now we are going to launch. So let me run this particular shell. Now let me show you here. So let's wait a few seconds. It's loading here. So after that I will show you. Now as you can see here that we have the app 1 as well as app 2. So this is the option that we have, topped interface. So with the help of topped interface we can create app 1 or app 2. So whatever the things that we want to use, app 1 if you want to use, you can click on the app 1. If you want to use app 2, in this case you can click on the app 2. So on that you can create a multiple app using a Gradio interface. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write here a name as a Shivan. Let me click on the submit button. This is the output that we have. Hi Shivan, welcome to your first Gradio application. Let me go in app 2. Here that I'm going to write what to do. So machine learning. Let me click on the submit button. This is the what. So today we will do the machine learning using, let me click on this in this way. So yes, today we will do machine learning using a Gradio Great Choice. Or let me write today we will do. So here that we have the do, right? So somewhere we will explore. Let me write the message explore. Now let me run this particular shell again. It's totally up to us. Whatever the message, whatever the option that we want to define, we have each and everything in a Gradio based upon our requirements, our use cases, that we can do the complete modification. So let's just first of all app number 1. So Shivan, click on the submit button. Hi Shivan, welcome to your first Gradio application. Let's test the application number 2. So I'm going to write here the machine learning. Let me click on the submit button. So today we will explore a machine learning. Let me click on the space. So today we will explore machine learning using Gradio Great Choice. So this is the message that we have. So in this way, with the help of topped interface, that we can create a multiple application in a Gradio. So in this way, the app 1, app 2, let's say show on that you want to create a total 5 apps. So in this way that you can define app 1, app 2, app 3, app 4, app 5, and the same way that you can call the interface as well to launch the interface or to define the complete interface 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and after that you can launch our complete application. So in this way that we can define a complete application with the help of Gradio. Now let's say our requirement is to define a complete data over our Gradio application where we need a complete rows as well as a columns. So in our rows and the column that we need to define some of the data. So how that we can do it? So let me define for this particular purpose. So the requirement that we have to define a number, define the data or define the value in rows as well as a column. So this is the complete code that we have to display a data. First of all, that we are going to import a Gradio library. Now we are going to define a complete function. So define a data display where we are going to define the input image, and then we are going to return the input image. After that we are going to define a complete interface. So gr.interface data display function, and then we are going to call a data frame. So this is the data frame that we are going to call, nothing else. This is the simple Python function that we have, right? So we are going to create a data frame, and in our data frame we all know we have a rows as well as we have a complete column, and after that we are going to write a data frame, and then we are going to launch. Let me run this particular shell. Now it's loading, so let's wait a few seconds. Even that you can test your complete application with the help of this particular localhost as well. This is the by default port number that we have. Now as you can see here that we are getting a total 1 2 3 column that we are getting, and the 1 row that we are getting. Same 3 column that we have and the 1 row that we have. Let's say if you want to increase the row, so in this case that you can click on the new column. If you want to increase the column, again if you want to increase, click on the new column. So now as you can see total that we have the 5. Let's say if you want to increase a rows, so in this case that you can click on the rows, so that we are getting the multiple rows. Now let's say if you want to change the complete header name, so in this case that I'm going to write here, let me change only 4 based upon our previous column. So let's say again that I'm going to write a 5. Now here what I'm going to do, let me change in this way. So age, name, so name here that I'm going to write income. Not income is a target column, right? So we can write it down later, income. So age, name, degree. Next that I'm going to define here after degree, current education, and then in a 5th that current education, and after that the next column that we have here income. Here that we can write a CU, it means the CU, it means current, CE, it means the current education. Okay, now let me put it down one by one all the values. So let me write the age is 23, name is Sanju, a degree is MTech, a current education is PhD, and the income is 1 lakhs. Okay, so this is the complete value that we are going to enter. So in this way that we can insert our complete data. So let's insert for the next column or next rows. So 34, naam Rahul, degree BTech, current degree MTech, and the income that we can enter 26 or something that we can write. Okay, so in this way that you can create a complete data set with the help of gr.dataframe, so gradio.dataframe. So in this way that you can create a complete data frame, rows as well as a column. Now let's say, now if you want to display the chart in your Gradio application, charts for any types of the data. So let's define how that we can define a complete charts for any types of the data. So to create a complete charts, that I'm going to use a plotly. If you want to use a matplotlib, you can use a matplotlib. If you want to use a Seaborn, you can use a complete Seaborn or the matplotlib. After that, this is the complete pandas that we are going to import, because at the end that we need to create a data frame. Now here that we are going to define a function. So plotly, plot. We are going to define our x and y data, because with the help of x and y data that we can create our complete charts, or we can create a complete charts. Yes. Now x and y data that we have, so math, business, statistics, IT, e-commerce, and this is the y value that we have for the math 68, business 73, statistics 82, IT 74, and the commerce 85. Now we are going to create a data frame, and for the subject as well as for the score. So subject, score, so this is the complete x that we are going to define as subject, and the y that we are going to define a score. Now we are going to create a complete plot. So px dot bar data that we are going to pass, whatever the data that we have. Now subject x as a subject and the y as a score, and then we are going to return this particular variable. Now we want to create a complete graphs in our Gradio library. So we are going to define, so the result outputs equal to gr.plot function that we are going to call. Now we are going to create a complete interface. So gr.interface, fn, this is the parameter that we have, plotly plot. So function that we are going to call, input is a none and the output is a output that we are going to call this particular plot that we are going to define, because we do not want any types of the input from the user. Whatever the data that we have, based upon this particular data that we are going to create a complete charts or the complete graphs that we are going to create. So that's why the inputs that we have the none and the output that we are going to define this particular plot, and then we are going to launch this particular application. So let me click on this particular run button, and now as you can see here that below that we will get loading option. So this is loading here. So let's wait a few more seconds. Even that you can click on this particular option. Now as you can see right now we did not have anything. We need to click on this particular generate option. So let me click on this particular generate option. So here this is the complete output that we have. So maths, business, statistics, IT and the commerce. The same subject that we have mentioned here, math, business, statistics, IT and the commerce. The highest value that we have for the commerce as well as for our statistics. Let's verify. So the highest value that we have for our commerce 85, and this is for the statistics 82, and this is for the IT. So in this way that you can create a complete charts with the help of Gradio library. So yes guys, this is all about our Gradio library. Let's see you in the next video where we can develop our Python application, a text to speech application as well as some other application with the help of Gradio library. See you in the next video. Thank you.